It's Tehuti. Smoke and say, get that. Currently, not in eyes of Sabal. Everything I intend to get from another chair. Currently, say, how get in the jetty to. Instead of took my tail time Tehuti. Don't do it. Pie bunch. The bunch. Until I took the spirits of the kingdom of God. Chia, Queen, Che, Su, Li, Ka, Tui, Ken, Twa, Ya. Until I took the spirits of the tower. The air, the water, the earth, no fire. The maybe I cannot, the mighty I cannot. To my ship suit, my spirit guides. I ask for your light, your insight, your protection, your words. Donate. Hey, peace, peace, brethren. What's going on? How you doing? Yeah, I was trying to work that OBS system, and I was having a little bit of trouble. Um, it's like, yeah, actually, I wasn't trying to work that today. I was actually trying to set it up a few days ago, and it seems that once you connect it, it's connected, so it doesn't. You know what I mean? It does this whole thing where it takes over. So and I didn't know that. So my live came on and it was like OBS on the screen. I'm like, okay, how do I get that off? So I wound up uninstalling the program. Now it's just my pretty face. And yeah, that's gonna be a pain when I do some meditations. Yeah, I gotta work. I gotta learn how to work that system, man. This is, man, it's a bunch of stuff. But yeah, man, we here to do some readings, man. See who comes through, and see what we need. What we gotta come up with. So I see we got three people in the background. I love these background folks. I love these people who just kind of hang out, what I mean, peep things from the distance. I mean, that's cool, I mean, you got to do how you got to do. it's just funny to me that I mean, people just chill and don't say nothing. You know what I mean? So, well, thanks for your like, my brother. You know what I'm saying? These folks just sitting here, they just sitting. They everybody knows the importance of likes, but these people, they decided that they don't really think about. Don't care too much about that. So I got a feeling I understand who these people are in that case. These people are probably the ops. I know I got ops. Ridiculous. Y'all can be ops. You know what I'm saying? I'll just be your big brother. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? And we gonna still get the Osir. You know what I mean? Y'all not probably won't get there by the time I get there. You know what I mean? Y'all probably will get there a little later than me because y'all consider yourself ops. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Y'all stick around. Stick around. You know what I mean? Stick around. But yeah, we care to give clarity to the folk. You know what I'm saying? Clarity to the folk. That's the name of the game. Yeah. So I was actually just watching. Hold up, no emojis, no emojis. I was just watching lions and tigers fight. That's deep stuff right there. That's like that's like a serious war, man. UFC ain't got nothing on lions and tigers getting down. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. So either y'all gonna be watching me while I watch while I watch lions and tigers until somebody decides they want to have a reading, talk to God. Y'all need to come up with some questions for the big man too. Yo, ugly face line. For the reading, do we need to add a question? Okay, so for the reading, right, so everything is going through Cash App, right? And what you'll do is hit the Cash App up. When I receive the notification, then you ask your question. I'll let you know that I received your notification and or I received your payment, and then I'll tell you to ask your question, and we'll take it from there. You know. So if you don't know, the Cash App is not walk. That's the Cash App. So yeah, just once I get the notification in the Cash App, and let me know if it's a different name or whatever. Let me know whose name or whatever, or I'll just holler out who I got the Cash App from. Y'all know who y'all are, and just tell me the question. A lion got that one for sure. I don't know about that, bro. No, 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 no. That's not actual. The tigers is very fierce. They actually, see, lions just look the part, bro. Lions look the part. But I'm telling you, man, them tigers, they vicious. Most of the fights I see, man, them tigers be on it. They do something like that's extra fierce. I don't know. Glad to have you here, brother Kemp. Peace, peace. Yeah, no, because look, with lions, man, I saw I saw a man, a human. Well,
wasn't a person of hue, but he was a human with a roll of toilet paper. He scared this lion who was coming to attack him. All right, look, this guy was so bold. Check it out. All right, so dude gets out his truck, right? He gets out his truck on the opposite side. He comes around. He talking to the camera and whatnot. He gets out his truck. He comes over on the other side. Meanwhile, about maybe 50 feet down, there's two lions, not just one. It's two lions, and they chilling. They on there, looking like, what's this dude doing? So he comes down and he sits down on the ground, does one of these numbers with his head with his feet stretched out, his arm. He's like this, reclined on the grass. And the one lion says, "You know what? I ain't doing none of this." And he jets. The lion with ghost. He just like, nope, I'm done. And he just jet the whole scene. The other lion, okay, I just got something from Jalen Brooks. Okay, Jalen Brooks, I got you. So let me finish the story real quick. So so the other lion is like, "Are you serious?" He's looking at this dude who's reclining in the grass. So he gets up on his, like this, and he's looking. Next thing you know, he starts walking forward. So he starts coming. He's coming slow, But then he speeds up a little bit. He starts trotting. The dude gets about 10 feet away from the guy, and the guy jumps up, and he has a roll of toilet paper in his hand. Okay? And he's doing these numbers. And the lion and jets away. He made the lion run away with a roll of toilet paper, yo. That's why I say I don't know about that. I don't know about all of that lion being the fiercest, toughest, and all of that. I say they looked the part after watching that one. Cause yeah. All right, so look. All right, we got something. We got the brother Jalen Brooks is Lord Mansar. Peace, peace, brother Lord Mansar. All right. Okay, my brother. All right, so what is your question? Let's go ahead and get busy. The Jaguars are harder than both of them. Yeah, I'm on the Jaguar side. I got a funny story about Jaguars and Tehuti. Actually, it's a Tehuti story about Jaguar. But I don't want to go into that while I got my man waiting for his question to get in. So you got to ask the question though. Whenever you come up with the question, we can go ahead and get it in. But yeah, 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 yeah. The big cats. Actually, okay. So it looks like we got a little bit of time. So long time ago at a Tehuti ritual, right? I'm at a Tehuti ritual, and the priest goes into trance. And I come up to him, he's doing counsel. He's like, he's all in trance. He's, what I mean? And I come up to him, and he says, "You are a jaguar with wings." He says, "You must." He was telling me about divination. I used to have this memorized. What he said. He said, "You are a jaguar with wings." He said, "You must learn to spark your quick fire so that you may learn to fly." And he said, "Oh, he said, you're a jaguar with wings trapped in the shell of a tortoise." That's what he said. He called me, he said, "You're a jaguar with wings trapped in the shell of a tortoise." And, tortoises were used for divination back in the days of the origin of the I Ching, right? In ancient China, right? Um, so yeah, like I believe, like in the early days, the I Ching was written out on a tortoise shell. And so that was a reference to divination. And this was I was early in the game. This was back in the '90s, and Yeah, that's what he told me. He said you must learn the right. And at the end he said, don't fight the shell. That's what he said. He said, don't fight the shell. So, yeah. Yeah. Interesting story of mine about that jaguar. Okay. So the brother says, attempting to finish my business plan creation. It's in its entirety. My question is, am I progressing towards my goal of owning my own businesses, and are the feelings I feel proper to? All right, we gotta hone that in. I gotta get my eye on the situation. If only I could find it. I've lost my eye, y'all. I'm just have to squint it out. Okay, so the emotional situation I'm currently undergoing. Okay, all right. I'm attempting to finish my business plan creation in its entirety. My question is, am I progressing toward my goal of owning my business? All right, let me cut the tigers off and the lions. All right, okay. All right, so we gotta get this question right because the magic is in the question, right? We gotta compose the proper question in order to get a sensible, seeable answer. Oh yeah, just like to let y'all know that please do me a favor and hit the like button if you haven't already. Of course, that helps me out a great deal. Hit the like button so I could get the videos out to more people, etc., etc. The algorithm, yada yada yada. All right, so you're saying you're asking the oracle, am I progressing towards my goal? Right? The emotional situation I'm currently undergoing. I don't know what you mean by that part of the question. Is that part of the same question or is that a different question? Lord Mansa. Am I on the correct path to achieve my business pursuits? Okay. All right. Am I on the correct path? Okay. So it's like you're asking, is the business pursuit that you're dealing with what you should be involved in? Right? Is that the correct business for you? Or is this the correct pursuit for you? All right. I got you. All right. All right. All right. All right. Cool. 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 Let's get it. All right. We have done our prayers of the situation. I hope you got your pen and your notebook, right? Because you definitely got to write these down. These are readings, these Maduna Tarot readings are readings that you should be writing down and keeping records of. It's not a whole, it's not similar to the tarot in terms of like, like this is a snapshot of what's going on in your spirit and the energy, the deific energy on the situation. You know what I'm saying? Meduna Tarot reading is, a Meduna Tarot reading is a spiritual reading, right? It's a snapshot of what's going on spiritually about the situation. So you want to remember, you don't want to just, commit it, or have it in your memory. You want to mess around and, have that thing written down so that you can refer to it back at other times. My brother does some readings with the same system. Yeah, yeah, serious reading, serious oracle. It's. I see people kind of. This is an oracle that you want to approach in a ritualistic way. Because at least mentally, right? If not, you're not wearing all your whites and you didn't just get out of the tub and things like that, right? That's part of it. You know what I mean? Because again, it's a spiritual thing. At least mentally, you want to go to this oracle with a certain amount of reverence, a certain amount of understanding that you're talking to Tehuti. Tehuti is up here on the tree, right? That tree of life is that's the picture of what God is. The way that God exists inside and out of our spirit, as above, so below. That tree of life is the as above, so below. So it's not frivolous, it's serious. You know what I mean? This is an oracle you take serious. So I say all that to say, make sure you're taking your notes and you're referring to your readings, right? This is why, I implemented this thing. I don't know if you watch my videos where we're going back to the original reading that we did for the year, and we're comparing the readings that we're doing month by month with what we did for the year, so we can, hone in, you know, the time frame that, the major theme is going to be jumping off, right? Okay, so all right, so I said that all that stuff. All right, so we're getting back to my brother's question is, right, am I on the correct path to achieve my business pursuits? Okay. All right, in other words, you know, are you speaking about one business, or are you speaking about several businesses that you're doing at once? Sankofa, indeed. I think I got this on some kind of delay. Maybe I should take it off of delay. Um, Several, but under one entity. Okay. 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 So we're not asking about one particular business. So we're not saying, is this the right business for me? So, all right. So we got to identify, we got to spend time on this question just to, get it so we can understand what the Medu is, right? Okay. So if we're talking about several under one business entity, okay, you're asking, is that the correct way to go about it? Is it, am I correct? Are you asking about, are you saying that um, having this business entity over all of these businesses, is that the correct way to do what I'm doing? Is that what you're referring to in terms of when you're saying the correct way of doing this? Am I on the correct path to achieve my business pursuits? Several one under one entity. All right, how about this? I think a better question would be, what should I be doing to achieve my business pursuits? Right? In that way we can get a answer in terms of, that will speak to what we are doing and what we need to do. I'm currently working with partnerships and looking through grants for funding. Okay. Okay, so peace. All right, so yeah, that's a better question you just said. Right. Okay. Right. So all right, okay. So here we go. What should I be doing to achieve success in my business pursuits? All right, so okay, so it's going to take a bunch of time if I do the whole thing where I lay out the cards. So how I'm going to do it is I'm basically going to just do it random like this here, and we will come up with the reading from here, just to save time, right? Because we only, we're not going to spend, a half hour on one question, right? So we can keep it going if we have more folks, right? So here we go. Ma'at Tu Chas is the first card. Ma'at Tu Chas. Okay. Ma'at Tu Chas. Harukahuti Ten Ma'at. Ma'at Tu Chas. Harukahuti Ten Chas. I mean, Ten Ma'at. Ma'at Tu Haruki Ten. Let me ask you, brother. Uh, what's your birthday? Lord Mansa, Asking what is your birthday, my brethren? June 14th. All right. So, do you know your sidereal sun sign or moon sign? June would be either Cancer or that's the area of Cancer and Gemini. Am I not mistaken? Oh, right. There is Gemini to Cancer from about June. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Right, right. Because the reason I was asking is that I wanted to refer to our readings for the year with your question, right? So we could put that in context. We got Ma'at Tuchas, Haruti Tem. So just in looking at that without any other readings, Ma'at is like look to the whole, right? So, from what you're saying, you are putting various entities under one umbrella. Obviously, that's a good thing. You have, it's a parent, like a parent company type of thing. You got other companies under one umbrella. So that perhaps could be what the Ma'at is speaking about. And uh, then you have the Haruka Huti Tem. Now, Haruka Huti Tem for this situation could suggest that maybe you're moving too fast, or there are certain things that you're doing without, you know, how about a need to look to the whole and don't go too fast, right? Sidereal sun is Taurus. Taurus? Oh, you're talking about Trump. Okay, right. But yeah, like that's not necessarily, we can't necessarily say that that's for Mansa, uh, brother Lord Mansa as well, because the sidereal thing changes, right? It goes according to not a fixed system, but an actual determination of the constellations, which fluctuate in their position. So we got to keep that in mind. Well, I'm still trying to find these exactly which reading. Shuts my heart like that. Pisces. Right, and then two. Right, here we go. So he has Mars in Aries. He has Moon in Leo. Okay, can you confirm what info specialist is saying, Lord Mansa? Like, do y'all know each other? Does this person have your sidereal chart? He has Moon in Leo, right? He has Mars in, okay. I'm not sure. June 14, 1994. Just looked it up. Okay, I see it. Right here before. All right, so, and his sun sign was, again, you said his sidereal sun is Taurus. Okay, right. Both of y'all looked it up. Okay, so he was, okay, he's Taurus sun. Okay, Taurus sun, and the moon was Leo. Heru clan. Okay. All right, so for Taurus, we had Tehuti Tem, Tehuti 2, right? So, yes, making sure you get your counsel before you're moving on things, right? And for Leo, it was Aset to Osir Hetep. So, that's good for following as well. Um, Marrying the person to the self, or, okay. All right. So, general, a general piece right there. Um, right. So, we're looking at the Ma'atsu with the Haruki 10. All right. Let's go into the King a bit more. Like, I seem to not have my utensils with me. Goodness gracious, I thought everything was right here. And I'm moving around, so I'm missing stuff. All right, let's do an E King. Jump in there. So far, we got Ma'at to Haruka Huti 10. Right, there is a need to perhaps slow down, right, and not move too zealously or so zealously. Uh, straight, straight, close stress, straight, close stress, open stress, straight, close stress, open stress, open stress, close, open stress, close, close, open stress, close, close. 61 to 13. Okay, so 61, it looks like, right? 61 with the second line, that's about sharing, right? Offer, making an offer. Are you seeking investors at this time? 642, I believe. Yeah, this looks to seeking investors, like getting people to join your situation, fellowship, right? Networking to find investors. All right, 61. Come on to the tarot. Okay. All right, so we got the Knight of Cups. We actually got a bunch of stuff here. We got the Knight of Cups, the Fool in reverse, the Hierophant in reverse, Nine of Pentacles, Eight of Cups in reverse. Okay, so that's a lot of stuff going on. Let's see if we can get it all down. We got the Knight of Cups, which is an offer or offering, right? The Fool in reverse. Perhaps you're having second thoughts about some things, or or it could be that with that Haruka Huti Tem, that Haruka Huti Tem could go a couple ways. That could manifest as fear or overzealousness, right? Two different polarities, right? And this fool could be speaking to that as well, right? Fool being a leap of faith, right? The fool jumps off is, fool has decided is going to, it's going to win. So it jumps off in a leap of faith. And this is in reverse. So, perhaps you could be saying, ugh, maybe not, right? Maybe I'll, you kind of like, you got a reason to pause, perhaps, and that my is talking about faith, putting your faith into what you're doing and, you know, you know, allowing that to curb whatever fear. Tell me if you're resonating with that. Like, is there any hesitation that you're having regarding the way you're moving? Well, you're asking about it, so that's, it's not necessarily confirmation of anything, but what do you see as far as that Haruka Huti? In between going full force into my spiritual teachings versus working a typical 9 to 5. Okay. hmm So you got a couple things going on. And yeah, okay. So yeah, this is all right with the Hierophant in reverse. Let's look, okay, so the Hierophant in reverse with the Fool in reverse, may kind of put things in, cause you to stall, might cause you to stall, but you have the Nine of Pentacles, and it's a good sign. Nine of Pentacles is a very good sign business wise. This is a sign that you are independent, one, and that your moves are moving you towards success, right? Right. But you have the Eight of Cups in reverse. Now, Eight of Cups is walking away from something, right? But it's in reverse. You're going back. Pardon me. I'm also being kicked out of my current living situation. Hmm. Eight of Cups in reverse. Hmm. Okay, being kicked out. Right, so that's hostile. Okay, so maybe this is having to do with the Haruka Huti part. Maybe having something to do with you need to take time to deal with certain things, right? Deal with things one at a time. Haruka Huti could be you're taking on too many things. Like you have to focus on this living situation. Like that's something you have to deal with. But you're juggling, right? Because you're dealing with what's going on in your business, and probably other things are going on in your life as well. So, with the Ma'atu and the Haruka Huti Tem, I'm definitely seeing that there is something. The Haruka Huti is the thing that you have to address, whether it's fear or moving too much, or maybe doing too much, as they say, right? You have to focus on one thing at a time because you have to deal with what's going on with your living situation, right? Before you can, kind of deal with, you know, the business situation. I mean, you can focus on them both at the same time, but you gotta be careful. You gotta, be certain, right? You have to be certain on what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like that's your end result. You know what I mean? The success is the end result. Yeah, my old lady in my ear about Valentine's Day. Her people want me out. I just want to move into my own place. Yeah. Okay. Right. Um, right. Valentine's Day. That's a rough one. Yeah, you gotta school her about economic holidays. You know, like not holy days at all, but these things are like designed to, just put money in somebody's pockets. But yeah, man. Um, yeah, yeah. So you gotta focus on the right thing. It's like, I don't know, I don't know. It doesn't sound like necessarily you're being kicked out, right? I don't see the Five of Pentacles right here. So maybe it's you are in an uncomfortable situation that you see the need to move from, but you're not necessarily there. Is that more so on the lines? Like it's not like they telling you, look, dude, you got to be out of here by next week. Like, are they telling you that, or is it more so? I feel like I got to be out of there in a couple weeks. You know what I mean? Is it more like what you're feeling because of what you're getting? She refuses to hear what. Hmm. I feel like they slow down my progress. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's that right. Slow down your progress. See, this is Haruka Huti talks. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, I feel you. I hear you. You know what I'm saying? You definitely, I mean, when you're about business, you got to be on your job. You got to be on your focus, and you can't have people in the background that's slowing you down. So, but ultimately, what I'm seeing though is perhaps you're moving too fast. Perhaps you're doing too much. Like, with the Tem Haruka Huti, that's like you have to look to the whole of things. You have to assess where you are in your living situation versus where you are with your schooling, or was it school or was it work? Uh, you're doing a couple things, right? So you got to kind of assess, what you're doing, and then kind of move in a way that you're going to be able to get it. Because with the Haruka Huti Tem, this suggests that no, you're not moving in the way that you should be getting. Like you need to kind of not be doing too much, both school and work. Right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's a longer road. You know what I mean? That's not a Haruka Huti thing. That's a longer road. You know what I mean? Because you have to give appropriate amounts of attention to all of those things. You know what I mean? At the same time, you got to focus on your business, but that's not in the Haruka Huti way. That's like a more calculated, more slower path. You know what I mean? Looking to the whole, understanding all the things in their places and how you need to move within that. You know, that's what I'm thinking that reading is going down. But definitely, the networking piece is big. That's what you should be doing. It's like the part of the business that you should be focusing on is seeking helpers, and you probably have the tendency or the inkling to do a lot of things by yourself. Be more deliberate with my approach. Absolutely, absolutely deliberate in terms of making sure you're seeing everything that ma'at too. You know, making sure you're seeing the whole, all of the things that go into it. Yeah, yeah. But you got some stuff, man. I mean, you play on that ma'at and you play on to that networking. You know what I'm saying? And you still attend to the things that you have to do with regard to school and work. And yeah, just pursue what you're doing. You know what I mean? Just don't be Haruka Huti Tem about it. That's what you should get out of this. Like, whatever you're doing is you're doing it in a Haruki Tem way, right? Whereas, you're doing too much. You're moving too fast. You are, perhaps not looking at all the factors involved as you consider things like, I gotta move, right now. You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. Like, you got to consider what's going on before you jump out the window. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think if you focus that way, where you again moving more deliberately. You know what I mean, with a view of the whole. You know, in mind. Slow down, pay attention to detail, trust, or you have faith, or have faith in the process. Right? Yeah, yeah, faith in the absolutely. You said it. You're saying everything that you're hitting all those keynotes. 100%. Right? So yeah, absolutely. Yep. So who's next? Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, we have a tendency. Many people. When you're not coming from like a SAR set and stuff like that, you have a tendency to look at these things like, these are, let me. These Medu are speaking to the worldly things I have to do it. Ultimately though, what I mean, you know, when you get more cultivated in understanding the oracle and understanding the tree of life, you look at those Medu and you just apply those meditations and it comes out of your spirit, right? You start doing your Ma'at meditations, right? In a consistent, manner, right? As you go along, you're doing your Ma'at meditations, you're doing your Haruka Huti meditations, and you intuit what to do. You intuit the next step. You know what I'm saying? You attract the investors, the people who are going to help you get from A to B. You know what I mean? You attract, like, making sure you have your business plan and all of that in tight, and what I'm saying? You're getting advice on it, and all of the various parts of it, click into place when you apply the meditations. In other words, when you kind of bolster that spirit within you. That's what it's telling you. The Meduna Tarot is telling you which aspects to bolster within you to receive the outward result. So Definitely mantra tapes. You know what I mean? Well, mantra CDs at this point. Um, go to Tawi, get your mantra tapes. You know what I'm saying? They are invaluable with regard to working the spirit. Working the various deities inside. You know what I mean? They're you access them readily through mantras. So yes, I have them recorded. There you go. All right. There you go. All right. So good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Yeah. So all right. So far so far. All right. Definitely gonna do more of them. Yeah, man. You got to make a habit. This stuff has got to be. It's like because you got to think about it. You're putting things inside of your being. You know what I mean? You are. You're trying to develop. You need to develop a new habit of meditation daily. You know what I mean? Even if like just starting out with meditation and the tree of life, if you are focusing on, like, today is Wednesday, right? Do your sebek meditation in the morning or at night, right? you know every day just meditate to the deity for 10-15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That way you got that tree working within you. You know what I'm saying? And you're doing some part of it, right? You don't want to do the meditation for Haruka Huti like last week and then don't do it for another month because you're not really thinking about it like that and it's kind of slipping your brain. No, for this stuff to really take root in your being, for any habit that you're doing, you need to do it consistently for 21 days. The major part of the moon cycle, right? You do it for 21 days and it becomes a habit within. You know what I mean? I definitely didn't used to meditate every day. I didn't used to do my readings every day. I used to pour libations every day and stuff like that. But it's like if you don't cultivate it, then it don't get cultivated. So that's definitely what I suggest is to jump on those cultivation, those spiritual cultivation pieces. You know what I mean, that I just mentioned. You know what I mean, doing this stuff every day. Every day paying some portion of your day to meditation. And you heard I say paying some because it's an investment. You know what I mean? It's an investment that you're making when you spend some time internally, chanting to the spirit. I get close with my fast stopping in 14 days. Okay. Okay. So I'm curious. So your fast is that um, uh, a religious fast or something else? And anybody else with a question, just chime in. You know what I mean? We just kind of like talking it out. But I wish I knew how to make this thing go faster. Is there a way to change it once you set it? Mm, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, I'm fasting for spiritual enlightenment. Okay. Best reason to fast. But with that said, I mean, you don't have to wait till the end of your fast to be doing these meditations. You know what I'm saying? If you're fasting for spiritual enlightenment, then definitely include meditation with your fast. And I mean, when you fast, that's the best time to be meditating. You know what I mean? You mess around and get empty. Empty has something to do with enlightenment. That's what I discovered while fasting one day. You know what I mean? Being empty has something to do with the ability to access that light. You know what I'm saying? It's like the difference. If you're empty, you ain't eating nothing for 4 to 6 days, and you're empty. Your mind is in a different place. Your waking mind is in a different place. So when you go into trance, you in heaven. You go to heaven. Yes, you're right. Allow distractions to distract you too much. Yeah, yeah, man. What I mean, when you get empty, that's when you can do some work. You know what I mean? That's when you can. It's like removing the world from you. You know, you remove the world from your mind and remove your world from your the world from your body, and then you go to heaven. You start hearing the voice of God talking. Once you remove the earthly influences, the things that weighed you down, the things that are digested in your system running around. Once you remove that stuff, then you can lift. You get lights. You notice all of the enlightened people in the past are skinny folk. You know what I mean? Like, skinny vegetarian folks who've been fasting. You know what I'm saying? They skin and bones, but they in heaven somewhere talking about you know what I mean? Yeah, 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 yeah. Absolutely. Waiting for Tyree stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is a story. I'm waiting for some stuff too with Tyree actually. You know what I mean? Mm. It is what it is. Pardon me, y'all. Yep. Yeah, man. But that, like, even with that, right, with the distractions, it's like, I go back to thinking about Shechem and Shechem writing the book, The Meduniter. You know what I mean? This brother wrote The Meduniter in a New York City apartment with multiple children running around. Like, I mean, he had, a few wives and multiple children like in the apartment. It wasn't like a big house, with different floors and stretched out. It was like a few rooms that were so much apart from each other. You know what I mean? Definitely a a a place to get easily distracted. But he was able to hone in like laser on his computer and type it out. Go into trance even. Well, even like that was how he did it. He went into trance to be able to do it. Question: is perfection obtainable? Perfection is death, says the wandering sage. I think that I don't know if perfection is obtainable, but perfection is what we strive for. You know what I mean? We strive or what we should strive for. Because think about it. If you're not striving to in this flawed thing that we have incarnated through, right? It's like if you shoot for the stars, at least you'll hit the moon. Or how that thing go? Shoot for the moon, at least if you miss, you'll be amongst the stars or something like that. This thing that we got is flawed. Like it's an animal. It's a living, breathing animal. It's a reptile. It's a mammal. It's all kinds of crazy shit is in this thing. So we need to strive for perfection in order to be able to achieve some level of good within this being or progress within this being. My goal is not to come back here. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's a great goal. You know what I mean? So yeah, see, so that's why Osir sits at the top as our lodestar. You know, what I'm saying, our target. You know what I mean? If we are Haru, we got the bow and arrow. We shooting for Osir. You know what I mean? We shooting for perfection. Osir is perfect. You know what I mean? We are, shooting to it's about the ancient Egyptians spoke about removing the bodily fetters. You know what I mean? Removing the things that hold us to the earth. You know what I mean? If we can remove the bodily fetters, then we'll be in that Osir range. You know what I'm saying? You know, the question is valid because when you look around, it doesn't seem like anybody has done that. You know what I'm saying? How much of that has anybody done in terms of achieving perfection? We got this breathing beast, man. This thing is hard to handle sometimes. You know what I mean? But it's about focusing on it. You know what I mean? Self mastery is not by accident. I always say that. You know what I mean? And I'm not self mastered completely. You know what I'm saying? I got conditionings that I fall into, all goofy like. You know what I mean? Just like everybody else. But I'm definitely, focused on alleviating those things out of my being, such that I don't return as well. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to come back here neither. You know what I mean? Trying to. I recognize that part of this thing is about mastering this self, such that we don't have to come back. You know what I mean? Or if we come back, we sit here on a special mission, so at least things ain't gonna be too bad. You know what I mean? We get to help some folks or whatever the thing is. We got our mission. You know what I mean? That's when we're enlightened or something like that. You know what I mean? Like some of the ascended masters that came back to help the people. You know what I mean? They didn't want to come back, a lot of them, but they said, all right, now somebody got to help the people, so they came back. You know what I mean? But that's how you want to come back if you got to come back. Like you don't want to come back repeating crap lessons that you don't learn. You know what I mean? Or that you didn't learn that you were supposed to learn. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. They say it's impossible because it's rough. It's rough, man. You know what this body is capable of. I like to think I'm here for a mission. Yeah, yeah, indeed. Do you have your IO, your incarnation objectives? That's what I should have asked you first. I think I do. Bad answer, bro. Bad answer. Like you gotta know that, bro. It's in my notebook. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, if it's in your notebook, that's good. But you know what I mean? Now you gotta go get that John. Like you gotta put everybody on hold. Go get that John. When this thing is over, you gotta sit in meditation with that John. You gotta commit that thing to memory. It's the mission. It's the reason why you came. It's the fundamental reason why you came. I know the reading. Cool. All right. All right. Boom. 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 Yeah. So I don't know if you want to share, if not. You know what I mean? But you yeah, man. That's the fundamental. That's the mission right there. You say you like to think you're on a mission. Digest that IO. You know what I mean? Digest that IO in your system, and go for those meditations. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna intuit you to be, to achieve progress with that IO. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if I even said that right. As you focus on the meditations that are prescribed in your incarnation objective reading, you intuit the right thing to do in terms of your development. The highest oracle reading for building the farm I plan to create. The highest oracle reading for building. All right, now I'm not sure why you're saying that. Is that the highest oracle reading for building the farm I plan to create? Are you saying that that's a question that you want to ask, or what's the deal with that? I wish I could speed this chat up. Hmm. That was my reading for my life purpose. Oh, the highest oracle reading for building the farm, though. So because that question is not an IO question. I mean, that question looks like a question for building a farm. I'm going to get the book. Okay. Yeah, that's a bad question for the IO. You know what I mean? You know, you know, the question for the IO that you want to ask is, what is the most important spiritual lesson that I've come here to learn? What is the most important spiritual lesson that I've come here to learn? You can also say, semicolon, you know, and or do, right? What have I come here to learn and or do to achieve my destiny, right? To achieve the reason for my incarnating on this planet. You know what I'm saying? And then you find that you have partial talents in those areas. You know what I mean? So the thing is to take and develop those, and that's going to spur you on to what it is that you came to do. You know what I mean? But for me, it was Sebek. You know what I mean? My incarnation objective has been about correcting my use of the Sebek faculty, right? Amening, right? Amen Sebek, right? God, right? Peace, right? Achieving peace with my ability to communicate, right? I didn't used to be someone who could talk. You know what I mean? I wasn't about just talking, like, you know what I mean? I'm still not. I'm still not, man. I hate the phone. You know what I mean? People try to turn me into phone people. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I don't like to talk. My person does not like to talk. Um, but I find that as I've focused on Sebek, you know what I mean, I get more Sebekian, right? Sebek kind of just comes out of me once you kind of focus on it. You know what I mean? And I found myself, doing Sebek stuff. You know what I mean? Writing. You know what I mean? Reading, studiousness. You know what I mean? Being an information nerd. You know what I mean? Being a nerd. Get my nerdiness on. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, like, before I focused on Sebek, I was more right sided. I was more, I wasn't so Sebekian with it. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm not sure if I got an IO reading. I have like 8 in my notebook. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So you want to do that. Sebek comes easy for me. Yeah. 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 Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. I know that. Yeah, man. Sometimes I'll be really thinking, I'll be like, man, that brother's at the end of the day, we're going to call him the honorary Sebekian. Like, because you definitely a Sebekian, bro. You got that Sebek good. But yeah, man. Um, yeah. So you I would before you get any other readings, you should get that IO reading because that IO is going to tell you what you have in abundance. Well, not so much tell you what you have in abundance, but what you need to add to whatever it is that you have. What you need to kind of make your focus. You know what I'm saying? You could have a IO or Haruka Huti IO, and then we would have more insight into that reading that we just did. You know what I'm saying? And other readings that you already have. Incarnation objective, IO, right? The reason for your coming to Earth, the reason for you, and we say it in like like life is a school. You know what I mean? What is the most important lesson I've come to learn? You know what I mean? Some of us come to do stuff, but some of us come to learn lessons. And it's like we can't all assume that we came here to. It's like, yeah, we all want to think that we came here, to do some crazy thing for the world or whatever it may be. But most of us just came to, like, clean up an aspect of our being in order that maybe next lifetime we'll be able to do something like that. I think I asked that in a different way. All right. Yeah, so yeah, man, you got to be able to go to that book that you got that reading in and read it out. You know what I mean? Memorize it so that if you lost the book, then you won't, it won't be a problem. Like, dag, do I know I still have my old Jones. I've lost stuff over the years, man, but yeah, that thing committed to memory. Because it's the most important. You know what I mean? Definitely. Yeah, it's like subject to my so who did Tim? Okay. Now, what was the question attached to that? You know what I mean? It's that. You said it's that. Okay. So but are you sure the question, what I'm saying? You said you asked the question a different way. What was the way you asked the question? See, I gotta get clarity on it. I gotta go you know, we gotta hone it in to make it clear, to be clear on it. What was the question for that answer there? I've found Tehuti can be talkative. Really? Really? I wouldn't think so. Tahuti is about because you know, see, Sebek is talkative. Tahuti is less words. Less. There's if you notice, the wisest people can say things in a they're very succinct with their speech. They can say stuff without a whole bunch of words, and you get it. Like expansive speech. Okay, all right, I got you. I guess. Like I think of certain people who I know is Sebekian, but they came off like they was Tahuti. I don't want to say no names. I don't want to offend nobody, but like, yeah, there's people that we know out in the sphere of consciousness and whatnot. What is the most important thing that I must learn and master in order to open the way to the realization of the reason for my incarnation? That's it. That's it. Yep, that's it. The exact question I asked, and you got to Sebek Tahuti. Okay, all right. Sebek Tahuti. So using your Sebek to master your Tahuti, getting information on wisdom, getting information on wisdom. Like you have to, or being studious about the various wisdom teachings. You got to be a disciple of Tahuti. You know what I mean? You're in the right place. You know what I'm saying? You're in the right place, bro, because that's what we are here. Disciples of Tahuti. You know what I mean? Sebeki and disciples of Tahuti. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, but it's like, see, because I said it on the video. Sebek is like the ape of Tahuti, right? It's like Sebek, right? Monkey energy. We was just talking about that. Um, yeah, Sebek is yeah, I already know. Yeah. Sebek, absolutely. Sebek is the that baboon that imitates Tehuti. You know what I mean? In order to that some of that Tehuti juice drip off on them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know, but yeah, absolutely, man. But I think about what we were saying before. Like it doesn't take uh, many words for a Tahutian to really hone into the thing. Like me, you see me right now. I'll be trying to find the words, and what I mean. I'm definitely not Tahuti. You know what I'm saying? At some point maybe it'll click. Something will click, and I'll be yeah. But that's after a long time of acting like the deities, right? Onkin Ma'at. The Onkin Ma'at of the deities are the way of life of the deities. You know what I'm saying? Okay, it's Wednesday. I'm going to live as Sebek today. So I'm going to be on my talkative John. I'm going to be on my study John. I'm going to be, curious. So I'm going to be, get my, studiousness. I'm going to be reading articles or whatever it may be. I'm going to be doing my research. This is the day for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be on my Sebek John today. Tomorrow, I'm going to act like my aunt in Tahuti. You know what I'm saying? As you do that, right, you're those are aspects in your being, what I'm saying, and you cultivating it. You know what I'm saying? That's what we should be doing. Like that's how we become the gods, is to act out the gods that are here. They're inside of us. You know what I mean? But we have to act them out in order to get them out. So yeah, just don't wage war on heaven. Oh, okay, right, like the Monkey King. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, man. So yeah, we have a very small audience. There ain't a whole lot of people in the shop. You know what I mean? And that's okay. This ain't this information I like to think is rare information. This is not what I mean, especially like most people on tarot is not really about spiritual cultivation. You know what I mean? Most people anywhere is not really about spiritual cultivation. You know what I mean? But if you were serious about the Meduna Terror, what I mean, serious about that oracle, then that's what that oracle is. So all that oracle is a spiritual counselor. You know what I mean? It's you know a device that shows you what spiritual aspect you must invoke. You know what I mean? And it's good to have a community, to be able to do it. That's why, I don't bash Asar Set. Like, Asar Set's a good community. You know what I mean? It's a good place to be able to have individuals who speak this language and, you know, uh, help with these concepts. You know what I mean? That's crazy and valuable in this world. You know what I mean? Like, when I stepped away from the Asar Set society, I was longing for these conversations, you know what I mean? I had to go, create a channel, you know what I'm saying, in order to be able to have conversations like this without, in absence of, the brothers and sisters of the SAR set, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's like, yeah, these, dealing with the tree of life is that's like, I don't know, it's just high. It's high. It's like, it's a whole cosmogony to show you what all of this is. And you see the evidence of it out in the world, inside your being. You know, I'm just scratching the surface of the unseen world. Gotta be a conduit of the unseen, bringing it to the visible light. You do that, God. Yeah, man. Yeah. Absolutely, man. Hey, get in where you fit in, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know? Yep. Get in where you fit in, man. But yeah, just whatever the case, man, just be consistent on it. You know what I mean? You know, keep it. Don't ever get bored with this information or whatever, or bored with dealing with life in this way. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, you gotta you know do whatever you do to like keep it interesting to you, or to keep it in your head, to keep it such that you don't get distracted. Like yeah, distractions is real. Just set a practice. 5 minutes a day, I'm gonna chant to the deity, I'm gonna chant the mantra of the day. And make that a practice and see what happens. Just see how that works. I remember when I was first working with this stuff, man, I would do my meditation in the morning before I went to school. And yo, man, my day, I mean, the day would just, it'd be like the wind was at my back. Everything would just come easy. You know what I mean? I had the angels. See, oh, that's what I want to say. Like, this tree of life is the archangels. You know what I'm saying? All of these tree of life, Pau Neteru, relate to a different quote unquote archangel. You know, um, that's how many people in the tarot world can relate to, like, you say Archangel, Michael, that's Heru. You know what I mean? Raphael, I believe Raphael is Sebek. Gabriel, I believe that's Osset. You know what I mean? Haniel, Heru, if I'm not mistaken. Like, yeah, it's like, yeah, absolutely. You know, so when you're dealing with them, you're dealing with the high source. It's just a high source. These are the high angels. These are the angels, the high angels under which the rest of the 72, you know, angels are from. It's like each of the deities have a few of the angels, like maybe eight or nine, and they all make up the that pantheon of 72 angels. But yeah, these are the high ones. Like, these are the top ones. You get with these and like, yeah, man. Like, if you can understand how to invoke these things from your spirit, it's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? Even if life in the external world is not like perfect, you still be able to go to a place and find a place within and find peace, or a place within and find a jump off point to continue the fight or continue the journey. You know what I mean? Having the deities in here, doesn't, we all strive for, business success and, a bunch of money or whatever it may be. And, being associated with the earthly realm, like, yeah, we look at that as success. But, I mean, real success, true success is really having access to the deities, because, you could, ultimately, what don't kill you makes you stronger. And, you can go through the fire, what I mean, as the deities and achieve success, in your conquering of the his situation. You know what I mean? Discuss. Let's say, what do you get from a YJ headset? Make a bet. Ma'atu IO from your point of view. We talk about that all the time. We definitely rap about that. Like, yeah, man, that's your IO. You can look in the dots from it. Cool. Um, yeah, man, it's a lot there, bro. It's a lot of you know, you got a sensory thing going on. You really need you would do, and you probably disagree. Your person would probably disagree because I know how you be trapping. Like, your person would probably benefit a lot from being in a place like a Sarasat, or any. I won't say any because you are who you are, and the information base that you have is what it is. I say a Sarasat. You probably benefit from being at a Sarasat because you got that Ma'at. So you got Yjet and Nekabet. These are they're not deities, right? They're energies. They're energetic aspects of our being. Psychical forces, these things are. So they don't have no moral compass. You know what I'm saying? That ma'at that you have is pointing you to grab hold of a religion, or I should say of religion. And people do the thing where they say, all religion is bad. No, I'm going to go on record as saying that is false. I don't care. Anybody can debate me, right? All religion is not false, all right? Religion, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we have a lot of examples of false religions. The emojis. I knew that was going to be your thing, bro. But yeah, no, because it's you got to correct the Wajet Nekabet. That's religion, right? That's a strong, righteous, holistic, cosmological way of life. That's what a high level of religion is. That's what the Osirian religion is. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go on record saying, hey man, it's not a whole lot of great religions out there. But the answer is not to throw the concept of religion in the trash like they're trying to make you do. Like people, quote unquote, conscious people is tossing religion right in the toilet. You know what I'm saying? And that's not cool. It's not really cool. It's like, yeah, you toss out the crap that we got from the slave master. You know what I mean? You toss out the stuff that came to us from foreigners, from foreign shores, on swords. You know what I mean? They told your grandparents to get down there and pray to whoever at the with the sword at the neck. Yeah, you throw that away because it's not yours and it's not holistic. You know what I mean? But if what you do is you seek out a holistic understanding. You know what I mean? That's that tree of life. And yeah, okay, so it's not quote unquote the 100% accurate thing that the ancient Egyptians were doing step by step, but it's a strong replica. It's a strong, what I'm saying? It's like it hits the points, right? The points. What are the points? The points of your being. It addresses how do you fix this breathing body? You know what I mean? This breathing being. It points you in the direction of fixing that with the things that it does. Yeah, so what? We doing I Ching readings, and I Ching is, a Taoist. You know what I'm saying? So what? That's part of the whole. That's part of it's like all the different traditions have some level of truth. That's part of the truth. So if you got a guy who took from the good of everywhere that affect the various aspects of the being, that's a good religion. If you can, incorporate that into your being and, you know, use it to work. You know what I mean? That's religion is what? I mean, I'm talking a whole lot. I'm on my Sebek today, y'all. Well, I mean, I got to because like y'all watching, like it's just like television. I gotta say something. But what I was going to say was um, it's like religion, as we learned from the great Shechem, right? What he said was religion is just by not what he said. What the if you break down the etymology of the word, religion is about reconnecting us to something we were originally. You know, re meaning back, and liger meaning fastening, like you're fastening back or binding, rebinding yourself to something that you were originally. So, if you found a religion that binds you back to the God that you are, then you in the right place. You know what I'm saying? If you find one that points you to some man and says, you know, look to him for your salvation, you in the wrong place. You know what I'm saying? And that should be rejected. But don't reject religion, bro. Not necessarily saying that that's what y'all was doing, but yeah, I guess I'm just rambling at this point. Just different perspectives. Um, yeah, as a more I understand the importance of religion, especially law. Yeah. No, but we need systems. We're creatures that don't do well without some level, or I won't say don't do well. We don't grow unless we cultivate. That's why Osir is seen as the god of the underworld. You know what I mean? He pushes things up through the soil. You know what I mean? We cultivate things. We are farmers. This thing right here works like a farm works. You know what I mean? You have to plant the seed. You know what I mean? You have to water the seed, and then the thing grows. So humans, if we're just rolling around, we're not really cultivating nothing, then we're not really growing. We're existing, but we're not necessarily growing and changing and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean? So religion is not bad. You know what I'm saying? The right religion, put it like that. The right religion. What is the right religion? The right religion is a holistic piece. It's something that addresses all aspects of your being, helps you to address all aspects of your being. You know what I mean? In a way that you're moving upward, not just address it. Oh yeah, that. No, this is how the mission is to uplift that. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. The thing I like about my aunt is that she's about cooperation without sacrificing your autonomy, which I think is why is my biggest concern with the SAR sect. I see patterns of clanism. The thing I like about my aunt is that she's about cooperation without sacrificing your autonomy. Okay. So so you see the clanism parts of the thing. Well, I mean, there's value in clans. There's value in linking together with your family of deity, your deific family. I mean, there's value in that. But ultimately, we are all part of the tree. So there should not be clanism that precludes you working with somebody else or some other deity, some other. And from what I've seen, what I mean, I don't know how things have changed since I've been around directly, but I saw it working pretty good. You know what I mean? Like if the leadership is good, if the leadership is what I mean on point, then that's gonna you know that's not gonna be a bad effect, right? Because you're going to have, you're going to assign the various clans to their jobs, what I mean? And that all of their jobs are going to be, what helps the whole, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like, we would have, there's different tasks that need to be done. Well, who's the best, you know, spirit, right, for this task? All right, we put the Haru clan on that today. Over here, over this area over here, we're gonna put the Ma'at clan on that. I mean, y'all get together amongst yourselves, decide who's gonna do X, Y, Z. Boom. You know what I mean? And that way we keep it all moving. But yeah, it's just about assigning the right jobs to the right individuals. You know what I mean? But yeah, clanism. I mean, once again, what I mean, you gotta have, an understanding of, what your talents are. And, it's good to have people, together who are like cultivating that. You know what I mean? So then you, as the leader, what I mean, not necessarily you or me or whoever, but the leader can go and now put things in order through that system. So yeah, that's my rap on it. Y'all got to tell, like, how do I? We need to make this so that we got the different boxes and everybody can speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm hearing my voice too much. Um, Religion about love, 100%. Well, yeah, yeah. Well, I say 100%. That's cliche, right? It's cliche to say, but that's part of it, right? Because because there's different aspects we find on the tree. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, partially about love. You know what I mean? Ultimately, yeah, my art. Yeah, ultimately, all the way about love because religion is my art. My art is religion, and my art is love. Let me see. Um, what you described as integration. Clanism is gang banging. LOL. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I would agree. Yeah. Uh, yeah, like, what I mean? We so blue that we don't mess with the red. We so red that we can't mess with the blue, you know, knowing that all we really need to be is purple. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, man. Hey, we love my art all day and night. Yeah, absolutely. Shoot. We love through my art, right? You know what I'm saying? My art is the faculty through which we love. You know what I'm saying? So it's about right. Yeah, man. I gotta find the time to see how these people are doing it, where they split up the screen. I mean, are they using another platform to go live through? You know what I mean? I was just trying to use that OBS. That I don't, obviously I have more to learn about using that system uh, to do certain things. But yeah, I gotta learn how because it's really like a Zoom call. I wonder Zoom. I think they be on Zoom, so there must be a Zoom function that connects it to YouTube or connects it to live. That's what I got from my diligence set 70% of the time, and that's more than half. Mm, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't want to bash nobody, but yeah, that probably could be reflective of the direction of the leadership. Excuse me, y'all. Yeah, yeah. I gotta look into that Zoom. Definitely gotta look into that Zoom, cause yeah, it really presents like a Zoom meeting. You know what I mean? We all should be able to come through and have a verbal conversation with each other. That's what we can really get an understanding of the feedback. You know what I mean? I need y'all to be rapping. Try ovo, if that's still a thing. Okay, write that down. Ovo, ovu. What did you say? Uvu. Okay. Video conferencing style. Right? You said, do you think? Do you think on the spiritual benefits of fasting channel worth creating? Heavens, yes. Why not? You know what I mean? It's part of the puzzle. The only thing is, I would think that you have to set it up in such a way where you can sustain it, like, or where it sustains itself. You know what I mean? If you can find that out, if you can, figure that out, you know what I mean? A way to, because somebody's interested in that. Somebody in this world, on this YouTube, you know, world is interested in the spiritual benefits of fasting. You know what I mean? But after you deal with the information, how you going to sustain it, how you going to keep it going. That's, you know, whether or not whether you are interested in that. You know, you might be just interested in putting out the information and just letting it rock out by itself. You know what I mean? Or, you know, like I say, you know, maybe you do something where you know, just continue the reports. You know what I'm saying? Continue to come up with different aspects of it to speak about. Yeah, but that, you know, that can definitely get hard. But yeah, in answer to that question, bro, I definitely think that you know, there's something there. That, you know, that you got something there. Zoom, Zoom. Yeah, I'm looking into the Zoom piece. Gotta figure out how to get it to YouTube. Okay, want to see how real the brethren lifestyle, the breatharian lifestyle is. Mm, okay, yeah, you hardcore with it. My person like food too much. Like, my person be on the food stuffs, man. You know what I mean? I never really considered breatharianism, to tell you the 100% truth, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know, seemed like an ill concept because I have, you know what I mean, you know, experienced being high off breathing, you know what I'm saying? Being breathing the breath and watching it take me to another place. Done that, and that is amazing, you know what I mean? But yeah, you know, I know at the end of my fast, I'll be like, whoa, I'll be planning out what I'm gonna eat. I mess around and get go shopping. I'm like, all right, yep, here we go. You know what I mean? I put that stuff in the refrigerator. Like, yep, I know how I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? That's my person, man. You know what I mean? I do the juices. My business starts as a juice and tea company. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. You think because you think like, you know, you got to have some level of sustenance. So yeah, so the juice is like yeah. I mean, so the breatharians drink juice. Is that right? For real, I'm from New Orleans. I've been craving gumbo. Yeah. So breatharians, right? What do they? You know, what's their thing? Is it just strictly breath? Period. Like, you know, I know we gotta have water because we part water. Like, we are, you know, so much of the ratio is water within us. We can't just go. We can't go without no water. So like, yeah, how much is it? How much of our diet? How much of the breatharian's diet is just breath? Supposedly devolved from breath, breathers, fruits, vegetables, meat, everything. Mhm. I think it's all breath. Wow. Yeah, that's deep. That's deep, and that's a now see that's a Osera piece right there. That's a real serious Osera piece because you know you don't you know to be neutral to you know something like food, like to be so detached, to detach yourself from food, man. That's a high. That's something. I'm impressed. Like that's something to that's definitely impressive, yo. Because you know, yeah, man, food is one of them things. Like, you know, that's like as bad as like lust or you know what I'm saying, dealing with women. Like food, you know what I mean? But that's too extreme just to start off with. hmm Barry Creighton in the house. Peace. there's water in the breath, water in the air we can process at that level. So is that we just saying that as a breatharian you receive water through your breath, through the breath? In the rest, water in the air we can process at that level. That's what it sounds like. Sounds like you're saying that. Hmm, yeah, that's deep, man. Are you in a vegetarian? I mean, a breatharian, Barry Creighton? Yes, not anymore with the chemicals in the air. Mm, hmm. Yeah, well, that's definitely one of the reasons we fast from the crap in the air. It's not pure. Fast and cleanse, detox. Hmm, hmm. Yeah, man. But it's a transitioning and transformation process that involves meditation also. Yeah. Yeah, that's a highly spiritual thing. You know what I mean? Absolutely. It has to be. It has to be. There's no way it's not because that's again like and this is why I love the tree of life. To identify what everything is, to know where to be able to place things based on its description or its characteristics. You know what I mean? Like you can automatically see that there's a lot of detachment you have to do as a breatharian. So detachment is Osir. Breatharian is at the level of Osir. That's deep. It's high. I ain't there yet. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't there yet, bro. Shoot, I'm gonna have some grub when I get off this joint. He said, I like food. I try to say my person. I say that and see that's the thing as well, you know what I mean? That's another thing about being in a society, you know what I mean? You have people to kind of to it's all about how we talk and what we say, right? So my person is better than I when you speaking about stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because who you speaking about when you say I, you know what I mean? When you speak that I, you're talking about God, but God doesn't like necessarily anything, you know what I mean? God is the place that we go to detach. So it's not about preferences at I. He said I. Yeah, man. That's why you need my eye. My brother, you need my eye, bro, in order to reach that ability to do that. 100%. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's not regular, bro. That's just not regular. That's you special. You know what I mean? You next level to be able to take away your desire from for food. Like you got taste buds. Like you know what I'm saying? Not only that, but like the sustenance of food. Like there's something to it when it hits your belly. You know what I mean? So to like detach from that is high. You know what I mean? That's just impressive. You know what I mean? That's impressive to be able to detach on that level. That's fundamental stuff. That's like almost like sex. Like you know what I mean? Sex is easier than food, though. You know what I mean? You can withgo some or forego some sex, but you know what I'm saying? Food is like yo. When I'm not fasting, my person does not want to fast. I'll be like, yeah, okay, I'll be fasting in a few months. All right, right now I'm gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? And then when it's time to fast, it's like my person has to get on some. All right, let me I like a month beforehand I start my fast. Really, you know what I mean. I start to do certain things. You know what I mean. Cutting certain things out the diet, and I gradually go into it. Like, rarely can I be like, all right, next week I'm going on the 4 day. yeah. Let's do that. Nah, that 4 day going to take me at least 2 weeks to prepare for, but most of the time it's going to be a full 3 weeks to a month how I really get it going. That's why I want to use the teas and juices, alkaline smoothies, tonics to sustain my body. Takes a plan. 100%. That's what I'm saying. Got to. It can't be just breath. Like, you know what I mean? That's deep. That's definitely Osir level stuff. Yeah, yeah, man. Agreed. I'm already skinny. I lost 10 pounds and was like, no, I can relate. I can relate to that. I first became vegetarian. Please, 'cause that's what it was back then. We didn't say vegan. We said vegetarian. But it was like when I took out the cheese and the milk, it was like a stopper, and the weight just came off. And then for the first time in my life, I started getting weird eyes. You know how like somebody, like gritting on you in the hood, you know what I mean, trying to intimidate you. I started getting that. I never had that ever in my life. I always been a big dude. But I took that off. I lost like I went from about 243 down to like 185 because I wasn't eating right. I wasn't, I stopped eating meat. I stopped eating dairy, but I wasn't getting my protein, and I was shriveling up. People thought I was on drugs, but man, what's my day pillar? My day master. Is that the same thing as the day master? Bazi. That would be Bing Fire. Bing Fire Day Master. Yeah, I can relate to that too, man. Getting skinny during the fast, shriveling up. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. But that's part of it. That's part of the detachment too. You know what I mean? When you get in the mirror and you don't care, so what you shriveling up. You know what I mean? You got a purpose in mind though. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's detachment. That's detachment. That's being able to like pause out. You know what I mean? Do something for the purpose and not for the gratification of, what I mean, you know, just how we just doing stuff. You know, being attached to how we look. I can remember getting on public transportation while I was fasting and people talking about me and me thinking, dag, you know what I mean? I should just tell them. And then I was just like, nah, whatever, man. Let them think what they think, you know. But yeah, them hood demons saw you getting better. The hood demons saw you getting better. Yeah, 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 yeah. Started asking about it. Like, yo, you seen Dane? I think he, man, that brother got skinny, man. He on some drugs or something. I don't know what he doing. But I also see the maintenance of the body is an appreciation for the vessel used. True, true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm definitely praying for the maintenance of the body in old age. That's part of my everyday libation prayer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah, that's because that's the big part of it. You know what I mean? We start getting old, can't take the body for granted. Got to do things to maintain. Yeah, fasting is just one of the best. You know? Intermittent fasting. I know y'all into that. Like every every so often, just go without eating for a day. Or even you know even the whole thing like the Muslims do. You know what I'm saying? Don't eat for the whole day. You know what I mean? You know, eat before your digestive system shuts down. But you know what I mean? Day pillar is the heavenly stem and the earthly branch. You said Bing Fire. What animal? Bing Fire is it horse or dragon? It's one of them. One of them. Horse or the dragon is my Bing.
Mm. Yeah, man. Yeah, so we coming up on the 8 o'clock hour. So yeah, I was looking to do this for at least a couple hours. Um, yeah, we didn't have much too many readings to really discuss, but I mean we did a couple, and yeah, I guess we need to do this more often. I mean, once I can get my schedule going, I mean, get my schedule a little bit less crazy. Yeah, then I can do more of this type stuff. I mean, I want to have a day where I do free readings, and then other days where I do readings for a little pay. So I gotta arrange that stuff. These are the ambitions. You know what I'm saying? Just like at some point we're gonna do that E King class. What I mean? We doing that soon. E King class is coming. But yeah, man, I think we're gonna end this. You know, I think we're gonna end this out. And we're gonna. Oh yeah, I'm gonna see y'all on Saturday, Sunday. Sunday we're gonna do the meditation. This guy. Yeah. So yeah. Another time, bro. Another time, man. Let's deal with that another time. I'm falling asleep here, and I got other things to do as well. So yeah, Sunday we you know come out for the meditation, the offset meditation, right? Because we're dealing with the sidereal ephemeris, right? When we're not dealing with the sidereal ephemeris, this time is what we said, Heru's time, but no, got to deal with the sidereal. So yeah, so that was all crazy. Had to come out with a whole confession behind that. So yeah, man. Yo, bro, y'all too. I thank y'all for coming out. You know what I'm saying? And we will do it again soon. All right. So peace and love, y'all.